Hey everyone, welcome to the Knit and Crochet Spot. My name is Melissa and I'm coming to you from the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. Today is Tuesday, August 9th. I hope everyone is doing well. If you're new here, I'd like to say welcome, and if you're returning, I'd like to say welcome back. So on this channel, I like to talk about knitting, crochet, and yarn, and I like to share things such as my finished objects, works in progress, and yarn hauls. And today I have 2 finished objects and 5 works in progress. So let's get started. So my first finished object is a knit cowl that I have been working on for quite a while. And if you've watched previous videos, you've seen it as a works in progress. Well, now it is finished. And this is called the Crooked U cowl. I'll show you the pattern in a second. But this is finished. I love it. And if you watched the last video I did before I was finished with it, you'll notice there's quite a difference since it's been blocked. It's not all, I don't know what the word for it would be, all wrinkly and, this is all nice and flat, and the yarn is so nice, and this is a rustic yarn, but it's so soft and it just feels wonderful now. So here it is. I'm very happy. And you can see this is made with a gradient yarn. All right, so the pattern, yes, it is the Crooked U cowl by Paula Iman's Fusel. Here's the cowl. And I bought this as part of a kit on the Barrett Wool Company website. And it's no longer, you can't buy the pattern anymore. The only way I found the pattern was to buy the kit. Then the kit included the pattern, the yarn, excuse me, and a few other little goodies that were included in it. And right now on the website, the kits are sold out, but she did, excuse me, she did come out with some new kits. So maybe she will in the future. Let's see. So this is the yarn. This is what I had left. And the colorway of this is called Penny Gradient. And this is from Wisconsin Wool Even Fall. That's the yarn label. Here it is. It is 100% American wool, 450 yards, 114 grams, a fingering weight yarn. And it is, let's see, anything else? Yeah, I already said 100% American wool. So I have quite a bit left. I could have carried on, but I was, I finished the pattern as many rows as the pattern called for. And so I finished all of those. I'm very happy with it. Very, very happy. I love how it blocked out. It looks so nice now. And the needles that I used for this, these are my Hiya interchangeable needles. Hiya Sharps, my favorite needles. Although I use plenty of other needles. These are 4 millimeters, and I believe this is a 32-inch cord. So, yeah, that's everything about that. And the next finished object I have to share is a knit hat that I just, you didn't see this before. I just knit this up. I kind of had this thing one night. I was like, well, because the beginning, since the last time last Tuesday, I did a video including what I've been working on for the week. And then after that, for a few days, I didn't really knit or crochet, didn't really do much. And then I thought, well, I'm going to make a bunch of hats. I've got a lot of yarn where I only have 1 or 2 skeins. I'm going to make a bunch of hats. Well, that didn't get too far, but I did make one hat. And one is a works in progress, you'll see. So I made this hat. This is a knit hat. There's no pattern. It's just a vanilla hat. I made it. I did 2x2 ribbing for about 4 inches so that you could fold it up. I love this hat. I love the colors. I love it. So like I said, it's a vanilla hat. Let's see, I think I cast on 96 stitches because this is a DK weight yarn. 96 stitches. I did a 4-inch brim, and then I started the decreases when I reached about, from the brim, well, no, let's see. I think it was about, from the brim, it was about 8.5 inches, I want to say, and then I started the decreases, and I just did just a simple decrease. Or, you know, but I think it looks cool. And I used a, on the brim, I used a 4mm knitting needle, and then for the hat, I did a 4.5. And to close the top, instead of using DPNs or magic loop, lately I like to use 2 circulars to close the top of the hat when it gets to, when there's just too few stitches for the, because I knit it on a 16-inch circular. So then I go to 2 circulars and close the top that way. I've been liking that a lot better than DPNs or magic loop. So the yarn that I used for this is this here. This is Big Twist. This I got at Joann's. The colorway is Vivid. It's 100% premium acrylic, 308 yards, and 100 grams. And the color is gray. So I used this yarn. I used another skein of the yarn, and I started another hat with it, which I'll show you in a second. So I think that's all. So those are my finished objects. I made this. I really, really like this hat a lot. And I think I want to make some fingerless mitts with a knit fingerless mitts. I can't remember the name of the pattern now, but it's free on Ravelry. I think I want to make those to match this. So there it is. Those are my finished objects. So now on to works in progress. And so I'll go ahead and show you the hat that I'm making with the rest of the yarn. So I haven't started this skein. So on the first skein that I used, this is the second hat, and it is a crochet hat. And it's living in my Molly Klein Designs bag, which I love. So this doesn't have a pattern either. It's just a crochet hat. It doesn't look like a hat yet. But here it is. This will eventually be a hat. So here it is. There's no pattern. This is just, I started out, I was going to make just a really simple crochet hat where you just, you crochet, and it's all half double crochets. I chained 60 stitches, and then I'm just going along, going into the back loop of each stitch. And then, you know, it gets wider and wider, and then eventually you cinch it together, or you sew it together, and then you cinch the top. And then I don't know why. I'm glad that I did, because I like it. We'll see how it turns out. It's just having fun. I said I'll throw in some bobbles every few stitches. Excuse me. So here, I didn't start the bobbles until I think I went 25 stitches and then started the bobbles, because what I'd like to do with this one as well is to fold the brim up like this. I'd like to do that as well. Yep. So we'll see how it goes. It's all really very, very easy and basic, and I'm liking how this is coming out. It'll be interesting. I love that idea. I love the idea of taking a skein of yarn and knitting a hat and crocheting a hat to see the difference. So it's the same yarn. I still have this. Excuse me. So I still have this much. I will probably have to get some yarn from this hank. I don't think this will be enough to finish the rest of the hat, because the bobbles, if any of you do bobbles, you know they take up some room, or they take up some yarn. So yes, and I'm using, what hook am I using for this? I'm using a 4.5mm hook, tulip hooks, which I love. And that is that, works in progress. So I'm really liking how this is coming out. I don't know if I will have enough. I want to do the knit fingerless mitts definitely. And I'd like to get, this is all I have left. I don't know if I'll have enough to do fingerless crochet mitts to go with this. And I don't even know if they carry this yarn anymore, but I don't want to get any more yarn. I don't want to get, that's not true, but I don't need to get any more yarn, so I'm not going to go. I don't think I will get, if I run out of this, that's going to be it. So that's that works in progress. And so the next one, I'm going to get this blanket out of the way because it's a pain in the butt to show. So this is my, well, this is living in this bag. So this is my blanket, my knit blanket I've been working on. It's getting big. I'm onto my third skein of yarn. And here it is. I didn't work on this. Oh, that nearly went in my tea. I didn't work on this last week. The week before, when I did a video last week, I hadn't worked on it. But I worked on it this week. And here it is. It's getting big. So that's where I was. And so where the progress keeper is. And then, so that's all that I've worked on it. Okay, so let me back up and show you. Oh. Put the yarn there. So it's getting, I don't know what you're seeing. So this is it. I love the colors. So I think, I could be wrong. So I'm on my third skein. I still have quite a bit left. But I think once I finish this skein of yarn, I'll be done. So this is the Feather and Fan Rainbow baby blanket. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I'm not making it as a baby blanket as such. It's just going to be a lap blanket for the couch or wherever. So the yarn that I'm using, this is the yarn. And it is, here's the yarn label. So this I got at Michael's. This is the Lion Brand Ice Cream Roving yarn in the colorway Licorice. I'll show you. It is 200 grams, 437 yards, 100% acrylic, and it's a number 4 medium. And the needles I'm using are 5.5 millimeter. These are my high sharps as well. So there's that. So I'm getting close, and I'm knitting this for Helen at Crochet Moments as her YouTube channel. Please go check her out. She has a wonderful YouTube channel. She knits and crochets, and she's very good at both. And she is having a blanket along on Instagram that ends August 31st. And I am making this for that blanket along. You can knit or crochet, it doesn't matter. And you don't actually even have to finish the blanket. She just wants to see that you're working, progress photos and stuff. So I've entered that into that blanket along to support Helen. I wish, I'm all over the place. So for me to be organized enough to do something like that, make along or whatever, I don't know. I'm serious. Like, I'm scatterbrained that way. I'm not organized enough. So I want to support her because I think it's a great thing. So there's the blanket, and I will put all Helen's information and the hashtag on Instagram. It is something like Crochet Moments Cowl 2022, something like that. I'll link it all down below in the description box. So you can check her out on YouTube and check out her Instagram as well. So that is that works in progress. So I have socks to show. Oh, yep, I always do this. All right, so my socks. I have 2 pairs of knit socks to show you. I started another pair. Here's my Harry Potter mug one of my daughters got for me. It is the Hogwarts acceptance letter, and there's Harry Potter's address on the back. I love it. And Hedwig. Okay, so first pair of socks that you've seen, I'm still working on, is living in this bag. This is just, well, it's not really a vanilla pattern. It's not, and it's just something, it's mostly a vanilla pattern. And then I decided to throw in a very simple cable pattern. And so here, this is this first sock that's done. And there's the cable pattern. I just thought, well, it's a plain yarn. It's not stripes or variegated. Just to have a little detail in it would be nice. So that's the first sock done. And here is, I had the second sock done. Started last time. I've worked on it a little bit. Here it is. There it is. And I've got, I've placed where I want to put the heel. So I will do a afterthought heel. And let's see. So my socks, I cast on 64 stitches. So this is where the heel will go. So you can tell I kind of prefer a shorty sock 9 times out of 10. And so that's what these will be. Let's see. So 64 stitches. I cast on 64 stitches. I do a 2x2 rib for 15 rounds. And then over here, this cable pattern is just, I have these markers here because it's 8 stitches. There's 2 purl, 4 for the cable, and then another 2 purl. I just keep those there to kind of remind me, you know, it's time to do something different than knit. Let's see, I knit my socks on, I like to do magic loop on a 2.25. These are my high sharps, 2.25. Magic loop is 9 times out of 10 how I do my socks. Let's see, anything else? So nothing else. So this is the yarn. This is a Knit Picks yarn. And so this is for the body of the sock. And then I'll show you this because it's the only label I have. So this here, which is also Knit Picks yarn, it's the same yarn, just a different colorway. This is for the heels and the toes, as you can see here. And the name of this kind of yarn is Stroll Tweed Fingering Weight. This is called Indigo Heather. I cannot find the ball band to this, so I don't know what this is called. I mean, it can't be that far. I literally had it on my desk and then it was gone. One day I'll find it. Anyway, so this is 231 yards, 50 grams. They come in 50 gram skeins, 65% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, 10% Donegal tweed. Yep, so there's my sock. Oh, and I knit my socks cuff down. And there's just a very, very, very simple cable pattern. So I don't tend to do this, but I really wanted to start another pair of socks because I really like vanilla socks where you just knit and you're just not really thinking to it. And this, there's not tons of thinking to this, but you do have to be, you got to do the cable. Doing it with smaller needles, you got to be, you got to pay attention. And I just really wanted some socks where I could just kind of just relax and just knit socks and not have to worry about anything. So I started another pair and it's living in my Madder Root bag. Oh, I didn't say, did I say this is from Cedar Hill Farm Company, this bag? Okay, so this, oh, I love these. Everything's the same. It's a vanilla sock, magic loop, 2.25, cuff down, 64 stitches, did I say that? And here's the sock. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So this is the first sock. So I've put in for my heel, so it'll be another pair of shorty socks. Now they're a little bit longer than the other ones because I decided sometimes I like to go smack dab in the middle of a stripe. But I decided this time I was going to go in between the stripes. I don't know. So that's what I decided. So these are the other ones. I probably knit 10 rounds before I place the heel. This has probably got about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This has probably got a little, this has probably got 20 rows. So there it is. Oh, I love this yarn. It's so soft. So this is another Knit Picks yarn. And here it is. This is their Knit Picks Felici. This is the last update they did a few months ago. So this is a new color. Here it is. These come in 50-gram balls for 218 yards. This is fingering weight, and the color weight is Lassie. And it's 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. So I have 2 skeins. I'm gonna match them, and then with what's left over, well, I don't really know. With what's left over, if I make more socks, I probably won't bother matching those. So I got 2 of these, and I think that's it for that. So I love these. When this is my favorite of the new colors of Felici, and I love how they're turning out. And the fun part is when I do my heel, I get to go pick out a contrasting color, you know, I'll get to go pick out a second color for the heel. That's always so much fun. All right, so those are my socks. And now onto my last works in progress. And this is a fail, a major fail. This is going to get ripped out, but I thought I would show you. This is a crochet shawlette. It's living in my Star Wars bag. Look at that. Oh, I love this bag. Who is this by? I can't even remember. Oh, yes. A Stitchy Girl Studio on Etsy. All right. So I showed this. It was July 4th weekend. I remember I showed that whatever video I did where I was showing works in progress and finished objects around that date, it was around 4th of July. And I was having trouble with this shawlette, and I contacted the designer, and she said she was on vacation and she would get back to me on July 5th. And she never got back to me, and was at the very beginning of the pattern. And so I finally emailed her back and said, you know, I'm having some trouble with the counts, and it's so early on, and I've done it over and over and over. And she finally got back to me. So this is the Meriton Shawlette. It's a paid-for pattern. This is by Hooked Hazel. I believe her name is Emily. And Hooked Hazel is her website. And she also on Instagram. So this is the shawlette. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to make this. Here it is. And here it is again. And that's Emily, the designer. Okay, so this is what I don't like this at all. So this is what I have so far. What would be the right side? I don't know if it matters because you go back and forth. So here it is. It seems fine. It is not fine. So when I don't want to say anything. I'm not going to put this pattern down below because I can't recommend it. And also, I don't want to say anything bad about anybody. I really don't. But so when I asked her, you know, I said the counts are off. I said you say to do this at the end of the row, but there's an extra stitch from the previous row. She said, well, just skip the stitch. That's what she said. And then it was like, okay, but this row, you have to repeat multiple times. So I just keep skipping the stitch. So it's just wonky. So look at it. It doesn't even, look, can you see how the sides are different? Can you see that? So just, they're not evening out. Can you see what I'm seeing? It's beautiful. The yarn is beautiful. That's another thing. This is really nice yarn, and I also don't like the way she started it. This looks uneven. This is the start of it. It looks uneven to me, like it's not in the center of the shawl where it goes out. I don't know. I'm not saying anything bad, but I really don't want to. But she's like, just skip the stitch. It was like, but this, you repeat this row, and so you just keep skipping that stitch. It's like, and why didn't, okay, I'll stop. So I'm going to frog this. Also, I should have used a bigger hook. That's another reason. And this is beautiful yarn, and I don't want to waste it on this. So the yarn, it's gorgeous, is less traveled yarn. Here's their label, and it is let's see, this is their Plumeria Enchantment Collection, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards, and okay, this is, the colorway is Plumeria, and it is from their Enchantment Collection. That's right. Isn't it beautiful? So, yeah, so I'm going to, I tried, and I really wanted this because it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. But it's a paid-for pattern, too. Oh, that's just irritating. Okay, no, don't say anything else. So, in the hook I was using for this, I was using this hook, which is from Leather Company. And this is a, let's see, a 3.75 millimeter hook. And I should have known better because I'm a tight crocheter. I should have gone up. So this is not as drapey as it should be. And plus, I mean, look at it. It's just, this does not even. And I guess you could block it out and it, no. Nope. I'm going to frog it. I'm going to find another crochet because I want to crochet with some hand-dyed yarn. It's lovely. So I'll find another crochet pattern. Okay, so that's all my works in progress. I'm sorry, I don't mean to, I have no clue how to design anything. I don't have that in me at all. And so she's got a lot of beautiful things. I may have done other patterns of hers, but I don't remember offhand. She's got a wonderful, I don't want to disparage her or anything like that. I don't want to do that. But, well, that's it. I'm just going to stop talking about it. I hope you all have enjoyed this podcast, and I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you soon. And until then, bye for now.